Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to some more Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged. Today, I think, well, we're going to be going back to the museum. I think that's where we're going. We're going back to the museum, yeah. So, I got my points of the game mixed round. See, I thought we were going somewhere else, but that's after this, I believe. But before we do that, we're just going to have a little bit of a mooch around to areas that we've been to before. Just to see if anything has changed, because I know sometimes things can. I don't think there's going to be anything at the cafe anymore. The museum is where we want to be going. Let's go to the police station quick. Okay. So I don't think anything has changed here. So we will leave. So I think we will go straight to the museum. Because I believe this is what we want to be doing next. And this is the part of the game when I was like, oh no, I know what we're doing now.
You have left it very late, monsieur. Late for what? NSA? I am closing the museum soon.
Oh.
You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you. Not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, yes, I
7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a bug.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor.
Ooh.
But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror, such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
Yeah, that's a bit dark. Let's ask him about
Does
this.
this apparatus mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
I feel like this guard knows nothing about anything.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, that's the way I'd put it on all George. Let's go talk to Andre again, because that is why we're here.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Georgie, yes. Now we're going to start getting a little bit more information on the Hashashin, which were mentioned back in the hospital with Marquet. So they're very important. So Andre is going to tell us a little bit more about them.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
Ooh.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it.
All right.
They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard
Yeah.
them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Right. Don't say I didn't give you the heads up there, buddy.
Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get it.
I get your point.
Yep.
Do you have any use for this, Andre?
Ah, shouldn't think so, Georgie.
Okay. Well, that's about as much as we can do.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Now, you're thinking, well, Jay, what was the point of that? Well, where do we go now? You think we're done? You think we're done in here? Absolutely not. This is where Stealth George comes into play. Right. So what we want to do... So George has basically warned Andre that this thing is going to get stolen. And he's obviously talking about Flap and Guido. That's who the robbers are going to be. But we're gonna get in on this. Get in on this robbery. So George is going to have to do some sneaking about. So, well, we're going to wait, because now what we need to do is we need to go and open the window, but we need to wait for the guard to come more over this way. We need to open the window, and then we immediately need to go over to the sarcophagus, and we're going to hide inside. Because if you remember, they just said, or the museum guard just said...
Attention!
Oh, shit.
Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill, and the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled, and it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
Okay, well, he went through all of that. So, yeah. If you remember, the guard said that they were closing up soon. So, that is why we need to do this. Right, he's not looking now, so...
The rod turned smoothly, and the window above me opened.
Yep, and then we're going to quickly get to the sarcophagus. Hopefully we can get there in time. We should do. Yeah, because he stops for a moment. In you get, George. There we go.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
Closing up time. Here we go. Hours pass. Ooh. Yep, here they come. Easy.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna quickly hide behind the totem pole.
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Jesus, George. Oh, Catwoman? I love how George just fainted. Back in Nico's apartment.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean
Dun dun dun!
it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
D'un cercle jersey.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased.
He's not having any of this.
After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
Of course, yeah. We got both now.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Which just in the pocket.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from Andre Lobineau.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bears that crest.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, now we can talk to Nico about the Hashashin.
Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy!
What do you think the purpose of this tripod is?
On the manuscript, the gem is shown mounted on top of it.
So, we risked a criminal charge to steal a display stand?
Don't ask me. Maybe it's intended to hold the gem in a specific position.
Maybe. We'll take a look at this again quick.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum.
Borrowed.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
Yeah, now if you're wondering why I keep doing this, like, keep going to the manuscript, eventually we're going to know what all of these mean. But it's nice just to go over
The
them.
Night Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom.
On a loom.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Which we now have. Okay. Right, I think I know where I'm going from here.
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and
Literally.
pride wait for no man.
Literally
Okay,
just got here.
I'll see you later.
Okay, so I think now is when we go back to Montfaucon. If I've got this around the right way. Yeah, I think so. We could literally go back to the museum if we, you know what, we're going to do that. Why not? Let's go and see how upset Andre is, if he's here. I think he is. Yeah, he's here. Well, let's talk to the museum guard as well.
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur? Oh, it's you. Well, what do you want now?
Oh, he must have known. Yeah, okay.
I hear your tripod was stolen.
Nothing travels faster than bad news. It is true. It happened last night. I always said that alarm was no good.
Okay, that's all he's got to say. Yeah, I better not show him that.
Thanks for your help.
So, let's take a look at the case. Well, there's obviously nothing in it.
The case was empty.
Yep.
The glass case was intact, but the tripod had been replaced by a sign reading, Exhibit temporarily removed.
Temporarily. Okay.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What's with the long face?
Haven't you heard? The tripod was stolen.
No kidding.
I just don't get it. So many other treasures, and the thieves choose the tripod.
A modern-day alchemist, perhaps?
Who knows? There's no shortage of crazies in Paris. Hey, I visited Nico's apartment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Well, oui, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
Hmm.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Huh.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Oh, yeah. So I think... I don't know if I'm doing this too early, but I'm pretty sure Andre is the reason to... Or he moves the plot forward for us to go somewhere else. My absolute favourite location in this game.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
Love it.
They're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you think the manuscript could be the map to the Templar treasure?
Frankly, no. That's too far-fetched. The manuscript is interesting enough and a rare find, but that's all.
Wouldn't it be terrific if it was a map, though? The treasure of the Knights Templar.
A romantic notion, Georgie, but extremely improbable.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does move the plot forward eventually. But I don't think it's yet. So I think...
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Because he's mentioned the De Vasconcelos now. Which, yeah, I just adore that place. And it has one of my favourite moments in the entire game. But yeah, I think we go to... Pretty sure we go to Montfaucon now. If I've got the story run the right way. Because I thought I did last time and I got it wrong. Yeah, let's head over to... Because I can go to the airport. I think you could do that anyway. Oh. So we could go to Spain now if we wanted to. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that yet. No, not yet. I have to do this in the order that I remember. Because I'm pretty sure there's another country we want to be going to first. So let's go to Montfaucon. Yes, okay, cool. Damn, so I didn't realise you could go to Spain before all of this. I guess, you know, if you do go and see Andre, he'll let you know about it straight away. But yeah, no, we're going to do it in this order, because this is the order I like to do it in.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
Okay, we can't say anything else to him.
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure sleeve.
Don't you want to know why I'm carrying it?
No, that would be dangerously similar to making inquiries. I might get a reputation for taking my job seriously.
This guy.
What do you know about medieval ironmongery? Have a look at this little baby.
A tripod. What is it for?
You mean you don't know?
No, monsieur. Nor do you, I think.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we actually come back here 3 times. So we come back here later as well.
There was a small crowd of 5 sightseers. It's a weird thing, but you can take the most intelligent people in the world, put them in their vacation duds, and hey presto, they look like morons. Why is that? I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
Okay. Well, there's a juggler.
The juggler was good. Why he couldn't put that kind of application into getting a real job, I had no idea. Maybe he just liked dressing up like a horse's ass.
Let's have a chat with him, shall we?
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
Have we seen what this place used to look like in the old graphics? Hang on. Well, there we go. Just in case we didn't. There it is. Montfaucon. 1997. I think, was it 97 or 96 this came? I think it was 96 this came out. Okay.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burned on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it
I was
on
gonna
the
say, yeah.
board over there.
So did we. Okay.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
Oh, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravity aerobatic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls
Chuckles.
around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
Oh God, George, please.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Exactly.
But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be?
Oh God. Oh well.
A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult.
Yeah, there we go.
Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
No, we made ourselves look like a right silly.
What do you think of this?
It is a medical device, oui?
Yes.
Getting that French lingo, George.
I've got a medieval tripod.
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids.
Oh,
Say that.
lovely. Okay.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Now, I believe I know what we need to do next with the jongler, but we're going to go and talk to the gendarme again.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
Yeah, here we go.
What do you think of the juggler?
Ah, he is excellent, most watchable.
But he's blocking the thoroughfare and obstructing traffic.
So, he is amusing. The traffic isn't. If he wants
What
to...
traffic?
Who am I to say no?
You're a cop.
Ah, oui. So I am... Ah, well...
So you're not going to do anything about this guy?
No.
He probably doesn't even have a license.
Ah, a license. This I had not considered.
So what are you going to do?
The instant I return to the station, I shall check.
Return to the station? Why not just ask him?
And spoil his concentration? What kind of a barbarian do you take me for?
I didn't realise you needed a license to be a clown. I mean, Yeah, I don't know. Is that everywhere? I didn't know that. That's interesting, though.
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one.
He got me there.
Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point.
So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it,
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you had it.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Right.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur, I'll be there.
So, yeah, the gendarme's basically trying to tell George that, yeah, with the red nose, you might do a little bit better. I think you know what we're going to do.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, and whoop-de-doo.
Alright, I'll show you whoop-de-doo.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps.
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
Get him, George. Still a shit. No, they liked it,
juggler
though.
was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls
Yeah, because George got more of
and
a...
left in a fury.
Hey, you forgot one of your balls. Hey!
But he didn't hear.
Ah. Oh, a bouncy
Better
ball.
still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Ah, he's buggering off as well, is he? Yeah, we do. We do have a ball now. So this is good. We wanted this to happen. But before we move on to what we're supposed to be doing, let's kind of look at this,
It
actually.
was the glass the gendarme had left behind. There was no need to take the wine glass.
Okay, George. Right, yeah, before we do what we've actually got to do, I just want to go check the church again quick. Let me just walk over here. Okay, no, it's cool. It's exactly the same as it was. I think eventually there is a priest in here who we're gonna talk to a bit later on. But for now, let's do what we've got to do. And we haven't done this in a while, George. Just while this family's watching us. Watching this man go down the sewers, okay. I'm very confident that you can get back out, George. Give you that. Yeah, okay, here we go.
If I wanted to get deeper into these catacombs, I was going to have to get onto that path. If the near edge hadn't crumbled away, I could have jumped it easily. Now, I wasn't so sure.
Nah, that's all right. I know exactly where we got to go.
The recent showers had made the levels rise a little, but at least the place didn't smell so much.
Oh, well, that's...
What's a guy supposed to do with a sewer? Don't answer that.
George was already onto us. Yeah, so it was a little bit lighter in the original. Okay. Stone
There
panel.
were 3 arches, each with an inscription.
Let's go and have a look.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it
had long since gone.
Oh. Got ones here as well.
There were 3 arches, each with an inscription.
Okay.
The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence.
Templier.
Close up, I could see a faded inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand."
Ah.
Maybe.
Okay. Now I'm pretty sure I'm getting this right. Yep.
Hey, that's hollow. It was time for some brutal destruction.
Oh, there we go.
I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever. Here goes. Hey, cool. Inside the hole, I could see one of the cogs had come loose and jammed the mechanism solid.
Okay, so...
A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it to get maintenance crews around. Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere there.
I think the first one. Right, yeah, okay. And then, yeah, we want to pick up the hook. Hook it onto the mechanism, and then we should be able to pull it. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Through we go. Ooh.
Boy, had I ever made a mess of that door.
Right, now you could go, if you wanted to, go down the steps, but I would advise not to.
At the bottom of the steps, I could see a glow. It seemed a good moment to be cautious.
Mm-hmm. And there's a reason for that. Let's,
There was a crack in the wall. Through it, I could see a glimmer of natural light.
let's go see what is through that wall. We're going to get a bit of information dump now, guys.
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
In the end will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sort of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Yeah.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
All right, and then he gives us control again. Now, you would think, go down there again. No, please don't go down there. If you want to get the trophy, because there is a trophy for this, then go down there by all means, and you will get the trophy, but we need to listen in one more time. And yeah, the professor, if you didn't remember, is the guy we spoke to in the hotel. So he's part of the Templars as well. And yeah, Eklund is the guy that killed Marquet in the hospital. So it's all wrapping up, kind of. But we're going to listen in one more time.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. the next time that we meet. It will be to become the princess of this world!
Oh, they're going. Okay, so now that they've buggered off, we can now go down here. So yeah, they've mentioned a few names there. Syria, Klausner, very important, remember that. And Syria, Okay.
On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases. Non omnis moriar, and clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness.
Ah, okay.
There was a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle, I could see words inlaid into the stone. In the middle of the circle was a stump of stone, a shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it. I noticed 3 small notches around the edge of the stump's top.
Well, gee. I wonder what that could be. Yeah, there's only one other thing to put on there. And the music, man, coming in. Oh.
The light falling from above struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Oh, I think we know. Back in Nico's apartment.
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars.
Oh yeah, this is the first time George sits on the sofa. Just chilling out.
They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them.
Yeah.
The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how does he hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria, but they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
There we go.
And the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, we're done with the gem and the tripod now. George has had the gem for a while. And, yeah, Nico will send that back to Andre anonymously. Now, we could look at the manuscript again. I'm not going to because we did that at the beginning. We'll look at this again when we come back from Syria because, yes, we are going to Syria next.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, George.
It sure is. And with that, ladies and gents, I'm going to end this video here. because I would like to start Syria on its own video. I think Syria is going to be 2 parts, because with Syria, I want to, obviously, once we get there, we want to establish ourselves with the characters. We're going to be talking to a lot of people while we're there, and then it's going to be a case of doing what we need to do while we're there. So yes, Syria is definitely going to be 2 parts. We'll do that next time. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gents. I really hope you're continuing to enjoy Broken Sword. And I will see you guys next time for some more Broken Sword goodness. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.